So, thank you everyone for joining us today for our first webinar of a series we plan on doing. My name is Spencer Rayner. I'm the growth manager here at Discovery Garden. Now, today's webinar is on how to edit your collections in Islandora 8, and the following webinars will be similar training videos. If you're thinking about Islandora 8, just how-tos, or if you already have it, just to better manage your instance. Now today we'll have your time for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll have a short Q&A at the end. Now, if you know someone who wanted to be here and couldn't, we are going to put the recording on our YouTube channel, and we'll send out the recording to all of you after this webinar. Now, with me today, I have Melissa Laverdure. She is our Metadata Librarian, and she's going to run you through the presentation. She's got some cool how-to things to show you and a little surprise at the end with the client's infrastructure that we just completed. So, Melissa, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me, Spencer?
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay, great. Thank you everyone for coming to how to edit your collections in Islandora 8. Really proud of DGI's version of Islandora 8. I'm pretty new to Discovery Garden, and I think a lot of people on this call may already use Islandora 7 and may even be current clients of Discovery Gardens. But for those that aren't, I'll tell you a little bit about us. We're based out of Charlottetown in PEI in Canada, and I myself work in Halifax. I've worked for Discovery Garden for about 6 months now, and it's been really good. DGI combines digital preservation with digital asset management, and we've relied on Islandora, the open source software, as a base for about the last decade. And we've been building a lot of custom modules into DGI's i8. And yeah, like as I get more involved in the community, and I just joined Islandora's metadata interest group, we're going to start to offer those things back to the community as well. So okay, what else can I tell you about Discovery Garden and DGI 8? Yeah, so what am I seeing as a metadata librarian at DGI? Well, we're seeing a lot of clients move from i7 to i8. We just finished a migration for the University of Limerick. That was awesome. And right now we're working on a migration for the British Institute at Ankara, Virginia Humanities. So there's quite a few migrations coming down the pipe. If you haven't already scheduled a demo to get a deeper look into i8, I'd recommend it. And then further to that, our developers have been busy creating something called DG Spaces, which will be cool. It's going to be a drag and drop DAM, and it'll be available on your mobile device with several different apps. So that's cool. Okay, let's get into the learning aspect of this. I'm going to share a box that I spun up for this webinar. Okay, yeah, and there's Limerick site there. Okay, so when you log on to Islandora 8, you'll see when you logged in, and I'm logged in as an administrator here, that it's very easy to brand for your institution. Mainly, we are seeing a lot of educational institutions move to i8. So universities, colleges, any kind of institutions. We are also seeing a lot of galleries and museums using this now. During the pandemic, we saw a rise in museums and galleries using our software and our services. Okay, so let's get in here. Easy to brand, really easy to put your colors and a hero image. This is all DGI8 out of the box. So when you go in and we look at a collection, I just put a bunch in images in here for us to look at. And this will be a good look also for anyone on this call to see the built-in features when you add a repository item in I8. We've built the description off of mods. So probably most people on this call know, but for anyone who doesn't, mods, the metadata object description schema is what we've based our input repository item on. So, and it has a lot of built-in, all the copyright statements are built in. Okay, so what we're going to look at today, though, is editing your collections. And this came up as a topic for me to want to share more publicly after doing the work that I did on Limerick. And they did something that probably most of you are familiar with called flattening your collection. And the reason that they did that was there was too many folders within folders. This way it actually made it a lot easier to facet, to search facets and filters on these actual collections. So what I wanted to show you guys, I'll just move this out of the way, is within a collection, we can go into edit, and this is in the standard offering. Once you go into edit, we're going to click on member operations. And yeah, so what we're using here is a views bulk edit feature. And I've actually seen some really great bulk views videos done by the foundation over the last year or so. Okay, so once we go in here and you select more than one image, and you could also hit apply all, we can go down here to action and hit modify field values. Okay, apply to selected items. So this is interesting to show as well, actually. These are all the fields that we could sort on and change, which is really interesting. So it could just, you know, today we're talking about editing your collections. You could bulk edit any of these fields as well. Okay, so let's say, I think in that top collection, what was that called? Sample collection. And we'll just hit apply. And everything that gets, what you're seeing here, everything that gets updated receives initializing, and it all gets backed up to 3SW. And I'm just running off of the VPN today, so it'll be a little bit slow. Okay, so let's just go back and take a look in there. Sample collection and top level collection. Okay, and I think we moved everything to sample collection. That's right. Okay, so here it all is. And that's essentially it, is ignore that right now. So we found this feature to be interesting for a lot of reasons during a few of the migrations. And then I just thought we would share this publicly because, yeah, it seems like a really good feature to be able to do things in bulk and then also to be able to actually rearrange your collections. One of the things that I'm seeing with the migrations is that oftentimes as I'm moving a client into I8, it's an opportunity for that library or repository or whatnot to actually look at how they've been keeping their collections and reorganize things. So one of the things as a metadata librarian that I'm doing at DGI is sometimes changing the architecture or the hierarchy of how people's information has traditionally been organized, and also help them fit it into the mod standard, which is our standard out of the box offering that certainly helps keep costs down if we can stay within the standard offering. But we also do a fair amount of customizations for different organizations, and when that's the case, we cost that out and it's a special project. Almost anything can be done, but we are finding that a lot of organizations can easily fit within our standard offering. So let's see. This might actually be time to open up the floor and see if you guys have any questions about editing collections. I'm not sure how many of you will have already been in Islandora 8 or how new that would have just looked for you, but and I think I see something in our chat here. Oh, nice.
Before we get into that, Melissa, do you mind showing us a bit about what you did with Limerick?
Oh yeah, no problem. Oh, it just kind of froze here. Yeah, no problem. Limerick was a really interesting project for a lot of reasons, and they had postcards in a unique collection. So DGI developed a way of paging those, and I think their server might actually be down, but we'll try to take a look here. Compound object. Yeah, I don't think you'll actually be able to pull the images, but this is essentially what was able to happen was with the compound object, we can display the two parts and you can still see all the metadata down below. And I'll show you guys another part of their collection as well. It's in this one. It's cool. Another thing that they wanted to do, and this is an example of how DGI can do custom work. If you want something custom built, it can happen, is that they wanted to attach a PDF, a sound file, a picture. So we built a feature just like that to be able to show multiple formats under one node. Yeah, maybe that's it on Limerick. And unless, yeah, does anyone else want to see anything here?
Yeah, I guess now's a good time to open the floor to some questions. We figured there'd be a little bit, especially in kind of a how-to type webinar. If you do have a question, go ahead now and type it either into the chat box in the Q&A, and we'll read them and answer them. I'll give you a few minutes to do that.
Awesome.
All right, we have one here, Melissa. Can you walk through some examples of other mods, fields, bulk edits beyond just moving objects from one collection to another? Maybe some ISO-8601 date revisions?
Oh yeah, yeah. You could use it. I think you might actually have to set up that field, but you could use it to edit other fields. Yeah, it could work for that. Yeah, I haven't thought of that, but that's interesting. And I haven't seen it be used for that. Sorry about that, just my chat. Yeah, interesting.
Okay, we've got another question here. Can you move sub-collections currently under a parent collections to a parent level? Is that easier to do in I8? You mentioned you can
Absolutely.
change hierarchies easier.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So there's so many ways you could do that. And one thing Spencer and I are going to be holding a webinar on is CSV ingest upcoming. So that's super cool. And that CSV ingest is a bulk operation. And you could make your edits at the CSV level. And that just isn't always possible. So being able to make these bulk edits on collections is a really cool option. And exactly like you said, like if you knew the name of that parent folder that was a few levels up, you could do exactly the feature bulk views operation, modify field values, collections, and then input the name of whatever folder you want everything to relocate to, and it will. Yeah, so a lot easier in Islandora 8.
Another question, can you remind us how long the previous version of Islandora will be supported? So I think
Oh,
this
Spencer,
means,
that might be a question for you.
yeah, that's all right. So Islandora 7 is supported until November 2022. However, we have come up with a plan to support it longer with extended maintenance. And if you would like to reach out for me for more information on that, feel free. My email is at the start of the
Yeah,
slideshow, and I think you got my email there from the original request as well. So I'd be happy to get more into detail with that.
yeah. I know we are doing things to try to allow clients to stay there as long as possible. And then I am seeing quite a few clients just, taking the step over.
Another question, can you customize faucets based on collections?
Yeah, for sure. So that is slightly out of the standard for us. But it isn't a huge customization, and the facets could be renamed. Yeah.
Will there be an option to bulk change thumbnails rather than one at a time and replace TN data stream?
Yeah. Yeah. That is absolutely a goal, and is currently in the works.
Perfect.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say, just that's an interesting point, is like at DGI, we're sort of constantly evolving the DGI 8 standard offering, because we have developers that are pretty consistently making things to add on. And so it kind of keeps growing, and there doesn't seem to be any shortage of ideas like in the community, even within DGI. And like I said, we one goal that we have is to start sharing more widely as well.
And that's all the questions we have now. If we have any more questions, oh, here's another one. What is the difference between DGI i8 and the broader open source i8?
Oh yeah. So one striking difference I would say is the user interface. Like it's a pretty slick design that we've made for our out of the box offering. I don't dislike the look of the community one. It's fine as well. But there's a preservation layer, within DGI. We offer, we fit everything to NDSA standards. And there's quite a few different customizations within DGI's standard offering that aren't, at the community level. And then Spencer, as you know, we offer quite a few different maintenance packages. So sometimes we're working with people that use the community version, and they just have like a special project or something that they hire DGI for. So we work with a lot of different levels. Sometimes people are hosting on premises. Sometimes people want us to do it all. So a really wide range of clients, from clients at the community level to clients that don't want to get involved in all of that. So kind of a mix.
Any more questions? We'll give one more minute here to see if there's anyone stroll in.
Cool. Yeah, it's good. I'm really looking forward to sharing other little features, and these won't be long. Try to keep them fun and short, and they're going to be the 15th of every month, so hopefully everyone can make it back.
Oh, we got another question. When one performs when one performs a batch edit on a particular mods field that has mapped mods to DC XSLT analog and Dublin core, does a listener automatically trigger mods to DC XSLT to update the relevant DC field?
Yeah. So we have mappings in place. We kind of use mods as the standard, but if people are ingesting or doing any kind of like batch edits that has Dublin core, I think there may have to be a mapping, but that would probably be myself or Stephen that would get involved in that. And we frequently change information back and forth between DC and mods, and it's not a problem. So I think completely compatible.
What options are available in i8 for bulk find and replace of text strings in metadata fields?
Yeah, there isn't a find and replace feature in the bulk views, but yeah, that definitely could be something to look into and build.
Another question is, will you be doing a session on forms?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
cool. That's
a topic
probably
that
our
comes up
third
frequently.
one. Yeah, we're going to be talking about forms a lot.
Okay, I guess that is all the questions for now.
Well, thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Again, just be on the lookout for another email that's gonna probably be in your inbox in a couple of weeks, just to let you know what the next topic is, and we'd be happy to see you there as well. Thanks,
Awesome.
everybody, and have a nice day.
Bye, guys.